I disagree with you on the voice. I love
His voice is
Ali's
perfect,
voice, man. His voice,
He has
so
voice.
much. You can tell with each track. He's going so much passion, pain, happiness. Like you can
like a song like "Pray for Me."
Yes.
Like when he's talking about the struggles of
childhood, when his mother dyed his hair.
Somebody please pray for me. It's like, oh man.
I'm not saying that he doesn't know how to use his voice. It's just I don't particularly like it. It doesn't just work for me because he sounds like a preacher, and that's the only reason. That's the
I
only.
think everybody here understands it doesn't work for you. We're just saying that you're wrong.
I'm playing. Dead in Hip Hop album review. Brother Ali, All the Beauty in This Whole Life. Before we get into the review, we also have a special guest on this joint.
Grandad is here.
Go ahead, introduce
Grandad
yourself.
is here. It's Grandad of Grandad Woolly from Woolly Reviews. I review everything: music, movies, video games, food, whatever the fuck I feel like. But you know, I've been a fan of Dead in Hip Hop for a long time. Actually, it was these dudes that got me wanting to do reviews and shit. So you know, I had to chop it up, and Brother Ali's one of my faves. So why not?
So the thing with Brother Ali, like the reason why he doesn't always have major replay value for me is his voice. Like he sounds like a preacher to me. You know, he does. And it's not like a super bad thing. Like, oh, it's annoying. It's
like he doing hymns and shit.
Yeah, man, he just sounds like a preacher. I'm like, damn, bro, like I want to hear that right now. It almost feel like I'm listening to the gospel, and
Yeah,
That's the preacher. Brother Ali.
it is, bro.
I'm not saying Brother Ali whack. Brother Ali is far from whack. No, Brother Ali is far from whack. It's just that I can acknowledge like you're dope. It's just not for me. Like it's just not in my rotation.
It's that kind of sing melody rap that he kind of does.
That but the thing that I do love about Brother Ali, and it's apparent, I think across all of his projects, especially on this one, how introspective he is, man. The perspective that Brother Ali gives you every fucking time. It's hard for me to say what I'm saying that I don't fuck with him like that. Because
That's what makes you appreciate him.
Exactly. It's what makes me appreciate him because like I always say, the check mark that I have for artists that I'll go back to, he checks a lot of them, but like the two things that I just don't like just keeps me away. But it is what it is. Voice and production. Those are the two main things. But like on this one, the way he kept pen to paper, the guy to rewind that bitch like
That was like that was the first thing, the first video he ever released.
Yeah, I can see that announced the album. Yeah, that was dope.
No, that the way this shit come in is hard. His stories, you know me, I'm bad with names, but
No. You're talking about Uncle Uzi.
Oh,
is that the one we was talking about going on the airplane? And stuff?
Yeah.
He told that on Compact Check, didn't he? Didn't he say that on Compact Check? Yeah.
Amazing.
He's a very underrated storyteller.
He is. Because, you know, some people try to be storytellers and then they kind of jump in the story here and there. Brother Ali, I think I put him in that elite status in terms of storytelling because he gives it to you from the beginning to the end. And that's something I could definitely appreciate from Brother Ali.
Well, I think the interesting thing about it is you find yourself involved, like
Yes,
you're
you're part of
listening
that
to
story.
the story and you want to hear how this whole thing actually plays out. So
And the way that particular story plays out is just so interesting. 'Cause I knew Iran was kind of fucked up with their laws. I didn't realize it was like rap was outlawed. Like you cannot rap. That's why when he got there, he didn't want to rap Uncle Sam Goddamn, but they were like, no, please do it. So he did it. And then when they're saying Death to America the next day on TV, they got him rapping. So then he's partly wanting to defend America because it's named Death to America, but at the same time he's on TV saying Uncle Sam goddamn. So he's conflicted. Then he comes back to the United States and gets treated like a fucking terrorist. That goddamn song, man. Jesus
which
Christ.
really happened. That's really
happened.
Like that's some real life shit.
That track with Sa-Roc, oh my God, when that track came out and I heard her,
Yeah.
like, who the fuck is, who rap? Rewind, who the hell is this? And when I saw the track listing, I'm like,
You didn't know about her voice, right? Like you could tell by her voice.
Well, I don't listen to her like that. You know what I'm saying?
What?
Nobody did. Her verse was fucking incredible, man.
Yes.
Like that shit about her dad. Like maybe my dad can understand me better and see why I gave up my BA for another set of letters.
Yeah.
And it didn't even click. At first I was like, what other letters? I promised you for like 2 or 3 days. I was like,
Not 2 or 3 days.
I promised you. Really? Dead ass. I was like, look, what are the letters? I was just like, and they were like, oh, MC. I was like, Jesus Christ, I'm stupid.
No trust, but I like Dear Black Son.
Yep.
That was one of my favorite songs instantly when I heard it, like the production, that piano that Ant had, I was like, yo, I was like, it was so smooth and so fucking clean. And then just like the story that Ali told, like, cause I'm thinking he's talking to Fahim about his son, cause of course. And you know, you just kind of get that perspective of like, you know, what's going on in the world, you know, with, you know, the police brutality and the violence, and you know, being a young black dude, he has that concern, and he's probably had these, you know, feelings and whatnot for a long time, because you know, it's been so long since he put out an album. And the way he just like explained it to Fahim, saying like, you know, you don't, you know, pretty much, you're not them, or you're not what the world thinks you are. Don't go around this world thinking that you have to be afraid, or you have to answer to somebody, or you have to be labeled as someone that you're not, because I know who you are. You're a good kid. You know, you're my son. I can't protect you like I wish I could, but you know, I'm gonna do the best I can to make sure that you get through this world without any problems. And I just thought, you know, because I got a 1-year-old too, a 1-year-old son, and that just hit me. I was like, yo, it puts that in your perspective. I'm like, yo, because like my son's gonna grow up, and you know, I want to make sure that he, you know, doesn't have to deal with any drama.
You have to have that conversation,
because I'm gonna have to have that conversation with him. And Ali saying it that way just kind of just gave a clear thought of how I would approach it in that way. So I was just like, yo.
It's like he's not just talking to Fahim. Exactly. It's like when you listen to it, it's like he's talking to everybody.
Exactly. I'm like,
what other single black father that got to talk to their child about, you know, that?
Well, that's what I'm saying. It wasn't even like he was just talking to kids.
Because don't we call each other son? Yeah. What up, son? You know what I'm saying?
So right, that too. But it's like we also have to walk around and be worried that cops are gonna see us in the way that they think we are.
I have an 8-year-old and a 2-year-old. So immediately, like, just like you, like, as soon as I heard it, I was like, damn. Like, when I heard that one, I was like, man, that shit was so impactful and so powerful for me, because the message and the things that he's saying are so relatable. Like, I could print the lyrics out and be like, yo, here, read this. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, you had to ride around in my car, you know, listening to that song and just, you know, him hearing the lyrics, and sometimes even just like the 2-year-old could just hear it subconsciously, and over time just, you know, maybe going back through my collection and playing it and be like, yo, wow, I think I remember my dad playing this. Like, when I put this album on, like I listened to it, and Ali, man, just real shit, very introspective, just kind of like dealing with him, right?
Wait, before you move to that point, did you notice there was no cussing on this album?
I was gonna get to that, absolutely, yes. That's one of the things that I love about it.
You're talking about listening to it with your child.
Yep.
And I didn't notice that until he blanked out fuck in one of the songs. And I was like,
I didn't notice he blanked out
He says,
fuck.
every MCs of all generations, something like that. MCs of all generations fuck with me, so I'm ill by consensus. Mm-hmm. But when he says fuck, it's beep. And I didn't notice it.
I ain't even notice.
And then earlier he wants to say shit, but he goes, shh. But he doesn't say the word. And I noticed when he was performing live. Did you notice that? He wasn't. Oh yeah, we talked about that.
And he didn't, because when we saw him perform when he was here in January, he didn't curse at all. He just swear in the show, and we were like, even when we were talking to him, he just like, you know, he just didn't, you know, want to refer, or I don't think he wanted to do any like this old stuff, or he didn't want to refer to his old stuff. I think he's just like in this changing, which is this different mindset, because he doesn't want to, you know, I guess he's maturing, or he just thinks it's not, you know, for whatever.
I think it's just faith. He wants
to
be a clean and presentable rapper.
Which I was like,
he said it in the album, and Mike, you'll remember the line better than I am, but it was something along the lines of, before I can help the world, I gotta, you know, obviously, you know, as a fan of Brother Ali, just gonna love what he puts out, and just love, like, what are you going to tell us this time? What are the stories that you're going to give us? You know,
what I was interested
in. And again, man, just like, as expected, he delivered. Because I think for me, just listen to the subject matter and the content, and then the production and how all of that stuff kind of meshes so well together, I was like, man, it's so just clean, and I was just like, wow, this is just, it's such a pleasant listen, you know? It really is.
It's just a beautiful album. That's why beauty is in the title. He made this shit beautiful. Like, he really did. It's like, you just listen to it, you just like, yo, like, you feel at peace listening to this album. Like, I've never like listened to an album like, oh, I'm just so chill, and it's like, and then you just sit back and listen to what he's saying, and then everything he says is so relatable, where you can just visualize everything he says, because like you're saying, he's such a great storyteller. Even with the song Out of Here, which I think was about,
I was just going to mention that,
which I think was about Idea, or I wasn't sure, because I think it was about Idea, because when Idea died, you know, they found him dead in his apartment.
But he found him. I think he's talking about. It's not he's talking about his dad.
I think he's talking about his dad.
I remember talking about his dad.
I don't know, because I don't know.
I think he was talking about his dad and grandfather.
First, I thought it was about Idea, because he never spoke about it other than that little part on Morning in America. So I don't know, maybe he was building that up until now, or it could have been about his dad because I couldn't figure it out.
He said a line in there where he said, "Both of the men that came before me took the life of their own in their own hands."
Yeah.
And remember,
So I think
it was
he was
on his last album. He was talking about how when he was away somewhere and he got a call that his dad committed suicide.
Yeah.
So I thought it was about his dad.
It might have
Just
been.
because of that line, I think it was about his dad and his granddad.
Yeah.
And doing this Dead and Hip Hop thing, as many artists as we met, there's not a lot of them that you feel like you know them from their music. And I don't listen to a lot of Ali projects like that, but I feel like I know him from his music. You know what I'm saying? And that's hard. That's hard to translate through music. You know what I'm saying? It's hard for you to paint a picture, for me to be there. It's hard for you to understand what I'm going through. You know what I'm saying? So Ali, bro, and that's why I said, like, on this project, man, it's a good project. It's a really good project.
I've loved Brother Ali's entire catalog, but I'm not gonna lie and say that there wasn't a couple albums like Us and Morning in America that, even though I liked them, I didn't find myself returning to them like I did with Shadows in the Sun or Undisputed Truth. This album is easily the best thing since Undisputed Truth because it sounds like these are songs just like with Undisputed Truth and Shadows in the Sun. It sounds like these are songs that he just wanted to make versus songs that he felt like he needed to make. Like, it sounds like these are just songs that he felt like he's getting out. And they just happen to be songs that we as fans can consume and enjoy. But him over Ant, there's just...
It's like he's home.
It is. It sounds like he came home.
It's like he's home.
It's like a resurrection for Brother Ali. Like, this is his sound. And it's like every song on here, it just sounds like he just fit so perfect.
And this is the most, at least for me, this is the most cleanest, luscious production that Ant has ever made for Brother Ali. I think, just in my opinion, just from going off.
For Brother Ali.
Yeah. Because like y'all were saying, this sounds so beautiful. And I'm like, damn, I never heard Ant. This sounds so funky and clean, but at the same time, so the simplicity of production, it just meshed so well with Brother Ali. With him and Brother Ali,
he's been doing that with Atmosphere albums.
Yeah.
And I think he's giving that's just the space that he's in, and it just so happens that sound, that clean, that funky, that soul sound, it fits Ali to a fucking T.
Another one of my favorite joints, I think, even though it's such a simple concept, but I think he hit it out the park with special effects. How it kind of you know, it's a really simple concept.
That's a nice spring summers.
Just the way
Snapchat it.
It's like how it's like, you know, and we kind of grew up in an era where it's like we used to being personal with everyone. Everything is not on the phone and everything. We used to, you know, going out, hanging out, talking to girls and not sliding in DMs. You know what I'm saying? It's just like stuff like that.
And as a father, right, and at the point now where, you know, again, 2 kids and I'm riding, I said, I'm gonna give this the kids car test. And I just put it on and I'm just driving, and that's when I noticed, I was like, wow, there's no cursing in here. But it was mainly like he's like, the content on this album isn't like harsh or toxic or anything like that. So it's stuff that I feel comfortable playing around my 2 boys driving in the car. And I just remember riding with my dad and he playing music, and you know, as I get older, you know, I was like, oh yeah, I remember I used to hear my dad play this, and you know, and that was such a dope thing, and just wanted to have them experience that as well. Just like with Odyssey, right? Or I can play this around the house and not have to worry about the subject matter and the cursing and stuff like that. And then, of course, Black Sun. Like, to be able to play Black Sun, you know, around your kids and the stuff that they're saying, like, I could say that, to hear somebody else say that, you know, in the form of a song, because we had James Brown, I'm Black and I'm Proud, and other kind of songs that are like that, that's telling us that we are good and we are worth something. So to have, you know, an artist in hip hop, you know, say to black kids that you are worth something, or black men that you are worth something, is powerful, considering like the history of, you know, this culture and the rap that this culture, hip hop, has.
It's just the passion in his voice through that whole song. Like, it just, you feel every single thing that he's saying. These are the confessions of a broken father who's trying to pull his only son out of a target. And he sounds like he's almost crying when he says it. And
like,
God,
the emotions, man, he can.
It's like you wouldn't even know. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if he. I mean, I'm pretty sure he wrote it, but if he just like most of it, if anything, was just like pure emotion. Like where he knew what he wanted to say before he wrote the song. He knew what he wanted to say, so he just had to make sure it rhymed and it went on beat.
Right.
But I think it was just something that he just wanted. It was like a confession type thing where he just was getting something out that he just had harbored in the feelings and whatnot. So that's why the song is just so great.
You know another one I liked, and we haven't mentioned it.
Which one?
Before You Were White.
Before They Called You White.
Before They Called You White.
Yeah, that was powerful too.
I thought that was really, really interesting. There's a book I'm reading, I think it's called Whiteness of a Different Color. And listening to that kind of reminded me of some of the things that they were kind of talking about in that book, and the concept and the idea of whiteness and how the world essentially became shaped around, you know, that particular thing. And I was like, wow, that's kind of crazy for him to, you know, talk about that in the way that he talks about it.
It's such a good song to send somebody when they're trying to tell you shit like white privilege doesn't exist, or that whites don't have some sort of advantage. Because I was getting in a discussion with someone on Twitter about that, which always happens. And that song, when I listened to it, I was like, God damn, this is perfect. It's like everything he's saying, because he's not attacking, he's being straight honest. He's like, how did it get to the point where you being poor are now just not even thinking about that? You're now siding with this group that doesn't really care about you. And then he says the invention of whiteness. And it's like the rest of the song goes into detail about that. And it's just like, coming from someone like Brother Ali, I just think it's so interesting. Because the only way you can throw people at the bottom of a boat is if you have a chain around your soul.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? All these years we've been talking about slavery, and we've been talking about the slave trade, and bodies and boats. How does Brother Ali find a new way to make that work? This is why, this album, people, is why this guy is in my top 5 of all time. This is why. Because nobody raps like him.
For me, my favorite joints on here were Pen to Paper, Special Effects, Can't Take Them Away, Dear Black Son, Uncle Uzi Taught Me, Pray For Me, Before They Called You White, I'm Out of Here, and All the Beauty in This Whole Life.
Pen to Paper was definitely one of my favorite songs. Own Light, that was the second single. And I was like, oh, this song is beautiful. The way, I mean, it sounds hokey, but just him saying like, you're not using your hearts. Well, hearts are for. They're to make people happy and to spread happiness. And I'm just like, God damn, it's such a simple concept. But the way he does it is just beautiful. Dear Black Son, of course, We Got This with Sa-Roc was just dope. Because I like hearing him sing. Pray For Me is dope as fuck, but Never Learn is probably my favorite song of the whole album. Mainly because the way Ant made that beat, and it's very slow, it's very pulled back, but the way Ali rhymes over it, like he could have just came back with this like kind of lazier flow, and it still sound cool, but he plays with his flow throughout the song, and it's so
let it go, let the beat go.
Yes, man, that song is amazing.
Pen to Paper, Special Effects. Of course, I think all of us say Dear Black Son. That was the joint. We Got This. Uncle Uzi Taught Me, just because I was like, man, wait a minute, that was some Comeback Jack. He told that story, so I thought that was dope. He made that out of the joint. Pray For Me, Out of Here, that's another one of my favorite joints, and then of course the title track.
My favorite tracks on here are Pen to Paper, On Light, Special Effects, the groove. I like Can't Take It Away, the groove on that, and it's very bouncy. Of course, We Got This, Uncle Uzi Taught Me, Before They Call You White. Out of Here was dope, and I love the build up. I love the way that song was produced and how it built up. Of course, the ending track, the title track, and then naturally, my favorite song easily on here, of course, is Dear Black Son.
Everything. Every goddamn thing. No, seriously though, like it's like, you know, these were saying, like pretty much there's no skippable tracks here for me. Like as far as my like top 5, I'm gonna have to go to my Grandad top 5. I would say be Pen to Paper, of course, On Light, Dear Black Son, Uncle Uzi Taught Me, and then I'm gonna have to say All the Beauty in This Whole Life. And then I'm gonna have to say Out of Here as like a 6th man, because I love that song too. But I could just hit play, let the album go, and it's just like no reason to, like, don't even look at the skip button. Why? Why would you want to do that?
Brother Ali, if you watching, man, why the fuck? You can't talk to Brother Ali. It's not I'm like down the man at all. Like how listen to this album and like say something negative. Like I can't say
Don't
nothing
pay attention to
negative.
Mike, man. Don't pay attention.
God damn. Brother Ali, I am not your biggest fan. I'm gonna start it off like that. I am not your biggest fan. The guys here, they know that. But it's undeniable what you bring to the table as an artist. This is a really good project. Except for me, you as an artist, it's not a lot of replay value for me. Unfortunately, that's just the truth. But I can tell you when you are a good artist and you created a great project and then you make a lot of music that is relatable, especially on this. So I appreciate it.
Ali, bruh. Oh, man. I'm gonna just do that. Cause you, amazing album, man. Like for real, like this is exactly what I wanted. I've been waiting for you and Ant to get back together. Like you are the reason that I got into Rhymesayers. Sorry, Ant, but you're the reason. Like I just like gravitated towards you since Undisputed Truth, and I was like, I need an album of that caliber again from you because Us was good. I felt like you weren't all the way there, and then More in America just didn't have that Ant production. This is what I wanted. I wanted what you gonna do next. Don't take 5 years though. That was too fucking long. Like for real. Like give me like 2-year break. Let me let this set in, and then come back with like another Left in the Deck or something like that, cause that'd be dope. But good job, great album. See you at Soundset too.
Brother Ali, fantastic album. I love, the topics you covered. I love, again, thank you for Dear Black Son, once again as a father of 2. I appreciate you giving me that to be able to play around my kids. Yeah, incredible, dope artist, man. Yeah, you know what, I think you guys are right, man. I think it's been a while since he put out, music, man, and you've been missed. You took your time, you came back when you had something you felt like you needed to say, and something that you needed to get off your chest, and just something that you wanted to deliver. And I think that's important, especially when we're dealing with an artist of your caliber, that you're just not making music just for music's sake. You're giving us something with purpose, and I can appreciate that.
Bro, I leave you watching, man. First of all, just thank you for this wonderful album. 5 years in the making, and you went back home to Ant. You came back home, and I appreciate you really taking the time and crafting a wonderful album, because if it's 5 years, hey, if you're gonna make an album that's good, that 5 years better be worth the wait, and it definitely was. It's too long?
It's too long.
If it's this quality, if it's this quality, good. I'll wait another 5 years if you're gonna make an album this or even better. Keep up the great work. Mike, see now.
Man, I genuinely feel like this was the album that I needed. I listened to so much dark, depressing music, and I feel like this was that shot of light, that breath of fresh air that I really needed, man. Because a lot of people can make a positive album that is sort of dedicated to the happiness in the world, that has shout out to their children and their wife and their friends. But what makes this so different is that I feel like anytime you say something, it's coming from a real place. Like everything you say is coming from sincerity. It's coming from a genuine spot. Like these are things that you really just want to say. And that's what I think is really special about this album, is it comes off like it's something that you just wanted to say. That these were feelings that you needed to get out. And it just so happens that we are all better for it, And I don't see anything knocking this out of my top 5 for the year. This album is beautiful, and yeah, like Kenta, I appreciate it. I appreciate you, and yeah, I think that the world needs more raps like this. Positive, beautiful, uplifting raps that are done by an MC that is virtually untouchable. So, thank you.